Moving to the next subject, this radio show a month ago launched the exposure of the TSA with the new enhanced pat-down, kind of like enhanced interrogation, is torture. This is molestation. Now they admit they're sticking their hands in people's pants. Pistol tried to deny it yesterday when he was on ABC, but they reported that ABC reporters are having them stick their hands down their pants. I have witnessed men touching babies' crotches, so this is now confirmed, and I believe this is a catalyst for the eruption of the anger that the American people already have. Doesn't this violate the 10th Amendment? What are minimum wage federal employees doing, groping everybody? I mean, how did we go this far?
You know, it's hard to figure out. Who would have ever believed this? And the other day when I introduced my legislation to deal with this, I said, you know, I worry about the foreign policy, the spending, the Federal Reserve, our debt, and the whole mess, which are huge. But this one addresses something else. This one is just such an affront, so much out in the open, in government being so bold as to maul us in public and say they're doing it for our interest. If we tolerate this, there's something wrong with us. I mean, something wrong with it. It's almost like it's probably not fair to say this because so many people don't deserve it. We deserve, you know, some of this stuff if we don't do something about it, and hopefully the American people will do something. They'll eventually have to boycott the airlines or whatever, or throw more of the bums out. Maybe the Congress will get off their duff and do something in January and insist that we rein in the TSA.
Congressman, a month ago, just with my own common sense, I said this new enhanced pat-down is meant to harass people into accepting the naked body scanners that Chertoff and others are openly making money out of. Now, Atlantic Monthly has talked to the TSA. They admitted that, yes, we want to intimidate people. So this is an act of harassment or sexual terrorism, in my view, and they admit it. Shouldn't there be congressional hearings about this? I mean, the method to the madness, if government can set the precedent to put its hands down your pants or remove a urology or colostomy bag, and they are doing this, that's confirmed, or to strip down 5-year-olds in full view. It reminds me of the Nazis. They started out with Papers, Please in 1933. By 1940, it was stripping women down with babies and running them into pits and shooting them in the back of the head. We have the film footage of that. I mean, this is clearly to dominate us and to break our will, but I think they've gone one step too far. I think they've triggered the sleeping giant.
Yeah, let's hope so. It seems that way. Showing our papers, we've capitulated on that a long time because we show our Social Security number and our driver's license and the whole works. No matter what we do, get a job or buy something, they usually want those numbers. But now they want the government to show them our genitalia, and they want to take pictures of us and put their hands into our pants and all that. So that's hopefully enough to wake the people up. And what I think is great, we complain a lot about the Main Street media, and they haven't been very friendly to us. But there's been a lot of good pictures on all the TV stations, because it's been so abusive. So even though a fraction of the American people fly frequently, I'm sure almost all Americans now have seen some of these pictures and saying to themselves, hey, what's going on here? I mean, why are they doing this? So I think it's a healthy wake-up call to a lot of Americans. I just hope they can work that in to the whole concept of what's been going on with our country for a long time. Government is too big and intrusive and abuse our rights, and they do the things they shouldn't be doing, and they forget about the things they were instructed to do.
Congressman, again, I noticed 3 weeks ago that this could be the catalyst for the American people to finally stand up and realize the power we have. Now mainstream media is admitting that this is something almost like the Tea Party that you were the catalyst for back in 07, 08. I really see this trending towards a changing point on the graph going back towards liberty. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so, and they'll always be trying to minimize it and dilute it. So maybe they'll see this as an opportunity. They have to back off, and they might contract some of this work out. But if they contract it out to their favorite corporations and they're doing the same thing, we have to be careful that they're not exempt from the same abuse that we're complaining about.
That was my next question. Have you ever suffered at the hands of the TSA?
I have to go through that all the time because I have metal in my knees, and and I don't go through. Well, basically, the X-ray is not available, and I hate the idea of doing that. So I get prodded all the time, and it's disgusting. And I tell them so. I said, "This is disgusting. How can you do it? And why am I putting up with it? It is. It's so disgusting I just don't understand, and that's why I'm determined to do my very best to wake up the people about what's happening."
Well, doctor, we've only got about 2 minutes left. A medical doctor, as permission, is trained, does it respectfully when you go get an exam. You're a gynecologist and delivered so many babies, but now some minimum wage person is pulling off urology bags, is sticking their hands in people's pants. Jesse Ventura, the former governor, said here last Friday that he's going to boycott it, and he believes if enough people don't fly, that will force industry to put pressure on government. I mean, specifically, have you had the enhanced pat down yet, sir? Have they touched your crotch?
Absolutely. And it's
Wow.
like I said, absolutely disgusting. And, they've already proven the point. But my argument is that the airlines, the owners of the airlines are responsible. It should be Continental and United, other people, and then we should decide whether we want to contract with them on what kind of rules they want to set. But this idea that the government can do it and force us to do it, it's absolutely ridiculous. I do think that a boycott is necessary. It's going to be really tough. I mean, just for instance, how am I going to get back and forth to D.C.? But there's a lot of alternatives for a lot of other people. Quit flying. If I have to go 500 miles, I'm driving. I'm not gonna get on that airplane unless I really have to. But I'm going to be doing everything conceivable to try to change these rules, because they aren't making us safer. They're not better for us. It's just to enhance the power of the state, intimidate us, and it will stop if the American people wake up.
So you are supporting folks that are boycotting when they can.
Yeah, I've said that on the House floor that's a good idea, even though
can't do it.
It might not solve it, and it's going to handicap. It's going to mess people up. But that's what civil disobedience is all about. Because I don't want to go the next step and use violence, and we should stand up and say enough is enough.
Well, liberty is rising in the face of tyranny. Last question in 60 seconds: what does the victory of Rand Paul to the U.S. Senate mean in the face of the mainstream media's full demonization, full lies? They pulled out the stops at a level they've never even done to you, in my opinion, and he still won. When Clinton came and campaigned against him, his numbers went up. What does this mean that they failed in their demonization? Does that signify the shift from the dominant old line media now being the dinosaur media?
I think so. I think it means that liberty's alive and well, and even though we get down on a few occasions when things get bad, but the number of people that are on our side now are very, very large, and that to me is very encouraging. But we still have a lot of work to do to make sure that those who are going to Washington know exactly what they're supposed to be doing and that they stick to their guns.
Is Carol proud?
She is. She's very pleased, and we'll see Rand here at Christmas time.
And you're going to be working with him now coming up.
Yeah, we talk.
Amazing. A great senator and a great House member. Congressman, have a great Thanksgiving. God bless you.
All right.
There he goes, ladies and gentlemen, Congressman Ron Paul. We went a few minutes into that network break so we can continue. Well, that's breaking news. Ron Paul has been groped by the TSA. I'm really glad that I brought that question up to him and that he is supporting Governor Ventura in his actions. Very, very powerful information on that front with Congressman Ron Paul. And other breaking news, you heard Ron Paul saying that there is a possibility this could be a staged provocation by the military-industrial complex with the lunatics, prodding the lunatic asylum that is North Korea. To prop up the dollar. He agreed with my analysis that has to be looked at. My gut tells me that our real resident expert, Wayne Madsen, who's always got the Washington sources, I know he's been on the phone all morning, formerly worked with the Navy in submarine warfare, then for the NSA. He's going to be joining us, a real expert on the situation with North Korea and Kim Jong-il and his demonic son, Kim Jong-un. So that is coming up.